Hi everyone, I'm Nafisa Ahmed. Today I'm going to talk about my assignment topic, Streptococcal, and my fellow teammates will explain more about it in details to you all. And now I'm going to introduce you to my fellow teammates, and my teammates are Ashwarya and Sabiba Nishad. And today we are going to talk briefly. So first, we're going to give a small introduction of Streptococcal. In basically, it is also called Streptococci. It's a genus of gram-positive bacteria, which is also known as Streptococci, and it's responsible for a number of human illness, such as strep throat, scarlet fever, impetigo, nectarizing facilities, and then there is antibiotics, which are common treatment for streptococcal infection. However, some streptococcal strains, including those that cause nectarizing fasciitis, can be deadly and necessitate prompt medical intervention. The rationale for selecting this area of study was made because we here we can also see the taxonomy of streptococcal, which kingdom does it belong from, which class, which order, which family, and which genus, and which species. For example, streptococci are gram positive, spherical, and organized in chain bacteria. They belong. So here we can see the structure of Streptococcus antigenic structure. Here we can clearly see how it's been throughout the time and what it is made of and what does it contain and how does it function. So let's know a bit about the structure of the streptococcal. Basically, streptococci typically have a diameter of 1 to 2 micrometers. They may also have a capsule in addition, plus they also have a cell. Here we are able to see the characteristics of streptococcal. First, let us talk about what are the basic characteristics of it. For example, it's a gram-positive cocci, and it's arranged in chain, and it's basically arranged in pairs also. Its habitat is usually found as a normal flora in throat, and the culture is they are very facultative anaerobic, and because of the Here we are able to see the characteristics of streptococcal. First, let us talk about what are the basic characteristics of it. For example, it's a gram-positive cocci, and it's arranged in chain and it's basically arranged in pairs also. Its habitat is usually found as a normal flora in throat, and the culture is they are very facultative anaerobic, and because of the here we can see the growth condition of streptococcal. Basically we can understand from here that 37 degrees Celsius is the growth circumstances, and during sunshine and disinfectant they cannot survive. For that they Uh, here we can see the roles in association with humans, like how streptococci are in roles with association with humans. Roles in relation to humanists, streptococci are typical component of the human body microbiome. They reside in the skin, intestine, throat, mouth, and throat. Though most streptococci are big, some can spread disease. Streptococcal illness that they can bring on include a group A streptococci are the culprits behind strep throat, a sore throat, scarlet fever is an inflammatory rash brought on.
So, Streptococcus in pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical sector does not consciously introduce Streptococcus. One of the many kinds of bacteria in Streptococcus genus, including strep throat and pneumonia, can infect people. And Streptococcus strains can, however, be used in the manufacture of medications. Streptococcus pyogenes, for instance, can be used in the development of medicines and the production of the pneumococcal pneumonia vaccine. So here we're going to look at the mechanism of action exerted by Streptococcus in the pharmaceutical industry. So Streptococcus bacteria are not typically used for their direct action in pharmaceutical industry. However, specific strains of Streptococcus can play a role in pharmaceutical processes indirectly. And the few examples are vaccine production. Pneumonia vaccines are created using Streptococcus pneumonia. Specific bacteria parts, such as polysaccharide capsule, are extracted and used to make the vaccine. The bacteria are cultured under the controlled circumstances. As a result, the immune system is encouraged to produce antibodies that are protective against Streptococcus pneumonia. And Streptococcus are also used in antibiotic research and development. So Streptococcus pyogenes, also known as Group A Streptococcus, is studied in the pharmaceutical industry for its role in various infections. Researchers study the bacteria's mechanism of resistance and virulence to develop new antibiotics and therapies to combat Streptococcus infections. One of the use of Streptococcus in pharmaceutical industry is the production of pneumonia vaccine. Streptococcus pneumonia, also known as pneumococcus, is bacterium responsible for causing pneumonia, meningitis, and other respiratory infections. So, in the manufacturing process of pneumonia vaccines, specific strains of Streptococcus pneumonia are cultivated under controlled conditions. So, the bacteria are grown in a culture medium that provides essential nutrients for the growth, and the strains of Streptococcus pneumonia are carefully selected to represent the most prevalent serotypes associated with pneumococcal infections. So one of the bacteria reach the desired growth phase and they are harvested. The next step involves isolating the polysaccharide capsule of the bacteria. So the capsule is the outermost layer of bacterial cell and the key antigen that elicits the immune response. So the isolated polysaccharide capsule is purified and chemically treated to enhance its immunogenicity. So this process may involve conjugation, where the polysaccharide antigen is linked to the carrier protein. The conjugated vaccine is designed to enhance the body's immune response, particularly in infants and young children who have weaker immune systems. The purified and modified polysaccharide capsule, then either in its conjugated or non-conjugated form, is then formulated into pneumonia vaccine. Other components such as adjuvants and preservatives may be added to enhance the vaccine stability or immune response. So when the vaccine is administered to the individuals, it stimulates their immune system to recognize and produce antibodies against the specific strains of Streptococcus pneumonia included in the vaccine. So this immune response helps protect vaccinated individuals from pneumococcal infections and their associated complications. So the impact of changes from Streptococcus in pharmaceutical industry on humans can be significant, particularly in terms of medical advancements and public health. So here are a few key aspects to consider. In vaccination and disease prevention, Streptococcus bacteria such as Streptococcus pneumonia has been instrumental in the development of vaccines that protect against diseases like pneumonia and meningitis. These vaccines can play a crucial role in reducing the incidence and severity of these infections, thereby saving lives and improving overall population health. Second, we have antibiotic development. Streptococcus pyogenes, a strain of Streptococcus, has been extensively studied for its role in infections like strep throat and skin infection. By understanding the mechanism of resistance and virulence of Streptococcus strains, researchers can develop new antibiotics and treatments to combat these infections effectively. The third one is improved treatment strategies. The Streptococcus-based research in the pharmaceutical industry has contributed to the development of targeted treatment strategies. Understanding the genetic makeup and characteristics of a Streptococcus strains has allowed for more accurate identification and diagnosis of infections, leading to the appropriate and effective treatment plans. So the second last point is public health and well-being. The utilization of Streptococcus in vaccine production and antibiotic research has had a profound impact on the public health and well-being. So by reducing the incidence and the severity of infections, individuals can enjoy better health outcomes and reduce hospitalizations and improved quality of life. Disease control and eradication efforts. Streptococcus focused pharmaceutical advancements have contributed to global disease control and eradication efforts. For instance, the development and widespread administration of pneumococcal vaccines have led to a decline in pneumococcal infections worldwide, potentially paving the way for disease elimination in the future.
So, we will talk about the future prospects of streptococci, which are improved diagnostic, improved treatment, how they're doing this. The development of new diagnostic tests and treatment of streptococcal infections is a major focus of research. This includes the development of rapid, accurate, and affordable diagnostic tests that can be used in research limited settings. There is also ongoing research into new antibiotic and antiviral agents that are effective against streptococci that are resistant to existing treatment. Then there is new insights into pathogenesis.
It's a better understanding of the molecular mechanism that underlies streptococcal infections is essential for the development of new treatments. Recent research has shed light on the role of specific proteins and genes in the streptococcal virulence. This knowledge is being used to develop new vaccines and other preventive measures. Streptococci as biotherapeutics, that is, it has a number of beneficial properties that make them attractive candidates to use as biotherapeutics. For example, some streptococci produce substances that can stimulate the immune system. Others produce enzymes that can break down harmful substances in the gut. There is ongoing research into the use of streptococci to treat variety of diseases including cancer, inflammatory bowel diseases and sepsis. Streptococci as industrial organism. Streptococci are also being used in a variety of industrial applications. They are used to produce cheese, yogurt, and other fermented foods. Okay, so we will talk about example of few researches which has been made. As we know that in the specific areas of research, there are a number of factors that will shape the future of streptococci. These factors including global period of antibiotic resistance, the changing climate, and the growth of the global population. As these factors interact, it is likely that streptococci will continue to be a major public health challenge in the years to come. Here are some specific examples of research that is being conducted in each of these areas. For example, developing new diagnostic tests which can detect streptococcal infection, develop new antibiotic and antiviral agent. Researchers are studying the molecular mechanism that underlies streptococcal virulence, studying how streptococci can be used to prevent and treat diseases, also studying how streptococci can improve environment. So how they are doing this? They are trying to develop a new diagnostic test which can detect streptococci infections more quickly and accurately. They are also developing new antibiotic and antiviral agents that are effective against streptococci that are resistant to existing treatment. Researchers are studying the potential of streptococci to use as biotherapeutics. They are also studying the ways in which streptococci can be used to prevent and treat diseases. Researchers are studying the ways in which streptococci can be used to produce industrially important products. Okay, so now we will talk about the uses of streptococci in pharmaceutics. They are used for developing new antibiotic, new vaccines, development of new therapeutic products. Talking about how the development of new antibiotics, it is like streptococci are rich source of natural antibiotics and researchers are constantly working to develop new antibiotics from this bacteria. This new antibiotic could be used to treat infections that are currently resistant to other antibiotics. And how they are developing new vaccines. It's like they can also be used to develop new vaccines. These vaccines could be used to protect people from a variety of streptococcal infections including strep throat, scarlet fever and pneumonia. How they are useful in therapeutic product? It's like streptococci produce a variety of other compounds that have potential therapeutic benefits. For example, some streptococci produce compounds that can help to regulate the immune system. This compound could be used to develop new treatments for autoimmune diseases and allergies. So here are some examples that which are made of streptococci, like aditoprim. Aditoprim is a name of an antibiotic which is made by streptococci. It is used to treat infection caused by Streptococcus, a bacterium that can cause serious illness in pigs. Then streptococcal vaccines. These are available to protect people from a variety of streptococcal infection including strep throat, scarlet fever and pneumonia. Streptococcal delivery system. Streptococcal delivery system are being used to deliver drugs more effectively to specific tissues in the body. Streptococcal enzymes are being used to develop new drugs for the treatment of cancer and other diseases. Streptococcal diagnostic tests are being developed to detect streptococcal infections more quickly and accurately. What are the treatment can be done by streptococci? New antibiotic against, they can make a new antibiotic against drug-resistant bacteria, new vaccine against pneumonia, new biotherapeutic for treating anemia. So let's go through the whole uh, thing about the streptococci. It is a gram-positive bacteria which cause human illness. Streptococci do not produce spore and are not mobile. Streptococci can be used to develop new drugs, vaccine, and biotherapeutics. In the next 10 to 15 years, it is likely to see several new products that are based on streptococci, and it can be of good therapeutic use. Some final thoughts about the topic. Its research into streptococci is still in early stages, but there is already a lot of promises. New therapeutic proteins, vaccine, and diagnostic tools could have a major impact on the treatment and prevention of streptococcal diseases. Streptococcal is essential to ensure that we are prepared for future challenges. So this is all about the streptococci. There are a lot to make. There are a lot of things to make out of it. This bacteria cause illness, and also this bacteria is used to make new vaccines, antibiotics to treat diseases like cancer, anemia, pneumonia. These bacteria are helpful as well. So scientists are also thinking how to make it more useful in near future, in next 10 to 15 years. Thank you.